I think this outfit that I have on today is my best advertisement for the carnivore diet and how well it's going for me. I'm gonna switch you around and show you what my body is looking like, because who is this? Look at this. Oh my gosh. Who is this? I've always wanted to be this girl, and it seems I have become her. Oh my gosh. I'm very happy. I'm 2 months in. The stomach I had is gone. As a woman, I do not count this little pooch, because this pooch is for womb protection. And wow, I've always envied the women who go out in these unitards, and now I'm one of them. Ah. If you still have doubts, try it for 2 months and see how much your body is gonna change, because this, I am thrilled. What's next? Gosh, if I do say so myself, I'm like, what is going on? I've always wanted to be this girl. Seems I am this girl now. Okay, so today I want to show you what I eat in a day and tell you all the thoughts that are going through my head, because so much is happening, and so much has happened in just 2 months of this amazing healing way of eating. So this morning I'm gonna make mince and burgers, and I'm gonna try eat beef fat on its own. I haven't done it before, so we're gonna try it today together. I had some ox heart during the weekend and I didn't fully cook it, and the fat was like almost raw, and I didn't mind it, so that's why I have the guts this morning to try and eat beef fat on its own. I made some burgers what is going on? Sorry. I made some beef burgers last night for my husband to take to work, and so I'm gonna have those leftovers, and I'll show you how I make them, and we will have breakfast together, and then I will chat to you about what's been going on in month 2 of carnivore, because it just keeps getting better and better, and I can't believe everything that's changed and everything that's still to change even more. So let's make breakfast together. This is the fat that I'm talking about. It's literally beef fat, a thick portion of it. This is the burger mix that I've made. Yes, there are spices in there. There's some mince. I love this mince. It is from I Devour. It's a 30%. It is so fatty, so yummy, and I don't think I will ever go for another one. It is really that good. And then I'm thinking twice about these egg whites, because I just read on Facebook in one of the groups that if you have PCOS, the egg whites can cause issues for some people. I've never noticed any issues, but I think I want to try we cut out egg white leading up to my cycle, which is next week. We'll see how that goes, because I have huge updates in that regard, and actually I will upload an entire 3-month progress of my cycle. If you haven't seen it, or if it's not up yet, it will be up soon. Let me make the food. I always start the day with hot water with a little bit of lemon and some salt. So let's start with that. Okay, so the water is boiling, and I just realized there's another step I have to do before we start the cook, empty the dishwasher and start the day right. I only add the tiniest amount for my teeth health, and you know, and I add some Himalayan salt. I love my water salty, so I add a bit. Cheers! And how cute are these little otters? Done drinking my warm water and I'm warmer. My heating is not on, and that I am proud of as well, because meat makes you warm. Usually I wear, or let me say before carnivore, I used to wear a proper like fleece jacket every single day in the house, and now I can wear like a simple sweater. I'm actually not wearing a thermal today, which is never before seen footage. The heating is off. I just have this on, and now I have this, and I've only had water and I'm not suffering. So that is another reason you will want to go carnivore if you live in a cold climate, or if you're just someone who always used to, or someone who always is cold, the cold one in the group. Try eating meat. Honestly, it will change everything. So I've changed my mind. I'm gonna make burgers out of the mince. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. I wanna cut the fat so that when I cook it, it is easier to deal with. Let me flavor this one. I'm using garlic flakes, the tiniest amount, and basil. I'm not gonna add egg yolk because I feel that that is fine. There's egg yolk in the one I made yesterday. Then you just mush it all together. And then hopefully I'll get 3 or 4 burgers out of this. Isn't that lovely? So let's see. They don't have to be the same size, obviously. Another reason I prefer to have a burger than the mince is when I have the burger, I seem to tolerate it not being fully absolutely cooked more. So like the middle will be super pink, and I love that because the more raw your meat is, the more nutrients you get. So love that. I don't know what that is. I guess it's some fat. See how simple it is? I had no idea it was so simple to make your own patties until I started this diet. I wish I had known earlier. I was making mince and it was so boring. Like literally making mince every day, so boring. But now I know how to make patties, so I'm gonna cut the fat also. I don't know how, just gonna cut it. And then I'll just cut, like, make these little chunks and sear them. So I got this fat from Graham Eyes, which is in Southport, and it was a struggle actually trying to make the butcher understand what I was looking for. And then when I left, eventually they just brought out all the fat that was at the back and asked me if this is what I want. But we both, the person at the counter and I, didn't know what to call it. And then when I walked out of the shop, the butchery, this man came and said to me, what you're looking for is called kidney knob. And I was like, what? And he said, next time you go to the butchery and you want this fat, ask for kidney knob. So maybe you can try that on your outings to the butchery if you want to try to have this. I'm actually preferring to eat the fat of the animal compared to having butter to keep my fats up, because butter and my stomach are not the best buddies. So if you are also struggling with the effects of butter, it's giving you the runs, maybe you can try this instead. I'm gonna super lightly put it in the oil, because as I said yesterday, I had some ox heart and it had fat just like this, and it was hardly cooked and it was tolerable. It was not bad at all. It doesn't taste any weird kind of way. So this is my, what do I call it? My burgers and my fat. I'm assuming I'm at 70% if I have this today. I'm not a calorie counter or a macros calculator person, but knowing my body, I think this will be actually one of the best breakfasts I've ever made. Usually I'll have a ribeye with eggs, but today is a special day and I'm having my burgers that I love so much. So when I have the ribeye with the eggs, I'll have it at 10, and the next time my stomach will want something is around 4, and then I'll eat again, and I'll show you what kind of meals I eat later in the day as well. But with this high fat meal that I'm having this morning, I wonder when I'll be hungry again. I will update you, but I'm thinking it will be a while, hopefully longer than 4 p.m. but even if it's not, it's fine. It's just so interesting how you don't need lunch and you don't need snacks and you don't need, like a top up. So let me turn on the stove and get cooking and get eating. I don't feel like having egg today, but I know it's good for me. And I do this all the time. I'm like, I don't feel like egg today. And then I look at the food I have and I'm like, oh, I need the egg. So I wanted to show you, this is my animal fat that came, the animal fat that was left over from the meal I had last night. Actually, I was making the mince for my husband, and this is the 30% mince that, released so much fat, and it's so much just from one meal. This is how deep it is. That is amazing. So this is what I use to cook. Instead of using olive oil or seed oils or anything else, I don't even buy tallow. I just use the fat that's made from the meals that I make. Am I the only one who remembers their grandmother doing the same? I feel like this was so normal in the 90s and beyond, but we all forgot. So I just put some of that in the pan, as you would any other fat, and then I add more actually. Because sometimes not sometimes, it's actually nice to cook in a lot of fat. I'm gonna make two fried eggs to go with my burger patties. Coming from where I'm coming from, I had a tendency to undereat, so I'd rather make more food than I think I need than to continue what I used to do, which was to undereat. Not that I knew that I was undereating, but now I know that I was undereating. So you see how much animal fat is in the pan after cooking the burgers. I'm going to top up my oil supply once I dish the food. And these are pink on the inside. Let me show you. So pink. I'm really trying my best to, you know, eat as primal as possible to retain the nutrients. Although I have to say, this is the pinkest I've ever seen it. Now I'm nervous. But it's still delicious, so let's do it together. They are so yummy. I wish I could make it for you. Okay, let me dish up and not hold the camera. Oh God, look what I did. So you take the leftover and you just pour it into, and it's even better when you've cooked the same kind of meat. So it'll be like beef fat, lamb fat, and you can have different bowls, and then it will just solidify as it cools down. And then I will put the spoon in again and use it again. So much more cost efficient than buying olive oil every day or every week for however many thousands of pounds they sell it for. Now, yes, I didn't make that little patty. I probably will if I'm still hungry after I have this meal. So let's dish up. And this is my carnivore breakfast for this morning. The beef mince patties with some fried egg made in animal fat and some literal animal fat. Now, it's a bit more done than I wanted it to be, but as this is the first time, we'll just have it like that. Am I the only one who reheats their food when it gets cold? I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna pretend I like cold food. I hate it. The truth is, I'm actually getting full, but I'm gonna finish. My life would have been so different if I had known that all I needed was a few burger patties and some fat for breakfast instead of all the gymnastics I was doing. Chia seed pudding, make it the night before. Buying seeds, goji berries, hemp seeds, chia seeds, buying carob powder, all these cinnamon powder to add for flavor, honey, and honey is so expensive. So many things that I just did not need. And then fruit as well. I used to have a bowl of fruit. Anyway, let me not talk too much before my food gets cold again. One more patty to go, but let's try the beef fat while we are here. I'm not having this one because it's super fatty. Oh my gosh, carnivore will make you do things you've never done before, but the moment you understand why women need fat, you will down this and feel so much better. Like, I feel so good. It's very fatty, obviously. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Okay, let me try another one. It's hard to separate, that's how thick it is, into bite-sized pieces. The taste is neutral. Neutral but fatty, if that makes any sense. But what this is doing to my hormones, which is something that I've struggled with for the past, or let me say since I started my first cycle at the age of 10, I definitely was not having enough fat in my diet. when I look at old pictures of myself, I can see it now. I can see how thin I am. And not just in my 20s. I was always like one of the thinnest in my grade. One down. The satiation that you feel when you eat this is unmatched. Sorry for the weird camera angle, by the way. Let me fix it. Another good idea would be maybe to mix whatever you're eating with the fat so that it doesn't feel fatty. But honestly, it's not that bad. But it's not that bad because I've been having fat and fattier meals for a while. If you're just starting out, this will be strange and might inspire a gag reflex. To cut it up into tiny pieces that I can deal with. Also kind of feels a bit like a choking hazard sometimes because it's so, I don't know what the word is, but you have to really be conscious when you're eating. You can't be distracted. You need to chew properly. And that applies to any meal, but you know, people are very distracted when they eat. But this forces you to really be present with your food, which is not a bad thing. So now I'll cut it into smaller pieces. Each bite I take, I'll have with a little bit of burger, just to get it down easier. There's nothing wrong with that. It really is filling me up though. So, fat burger. Much more tolerable and actually brings out the flavor of the accompaniment even more. So I'll be honest, I struggle to finish because it's all coagulated now. I hate this texture and I was too lazy to warm it up again. So that is that. I am super full, super satisfied. But that is the end of breakfast. I'm gonna turn on the kettle now because guess what time it is? It's time for Lugols Iodine. Now this is not a secret, but I certainly wouldn't have found out about this if I wasn't on the carnivore diet, and I thank God for everyone who told me about this incredible thing. If you haven't heard about what iodine is doing for people, send me an email. I will lead you to the right resources so that you know why I take this. It has changed my life forever, and it's the only supplement I take now. And let me show you how many supplements I used to take actually, so that you understand how much you need to research this iodine situation. This is my previous, and actually there's much less than there used to be. When I was vegan, I used to take that. I used to take that. I used to take freaking molasses. This one I got from a naturopath who was trying to make money off me, and they really did make a lot of money. I used to take this thinking there was something wrong with my digestion, but all that was wrong was that I was having too many veggies. There's the spirulina, there is black seed oil, there is yarrow. I used to use this to help with my menstrual pain. I got this, I don't even remember, but one of the reasons was I heard it can grow your boobs. But I also found out that it increases estrogen dominance, so I didn't take it after spending all this money buying it. And then this is something I promoted a lot to a lot of people to balance my hormones. Funny enough, it has everything that was causing other issues in my body, like hypothyroidism. It even has stevia, which I always knew was dodgy, but I just thought I needed it to help with estrogen dominance because they market this as something to help balance your hormones. Something else to balance my hormones and help with my cycle, which didn't really work. Although, you know, good ingredients. If you go on the website, you'll be like, oh, lovely vitamin B vitamin complex, even Chinese herbs in there. You assume it's so good for you. There is also this I bought because someone recommended it to me to help with fertility. Apparently there's a baby at the end of every geritol bottle, but once I bought it, and I actually ordered it all the way from freaking America, only to realize I can't use it because it contains alcohol. What kind of supplement contains alcohol? And it contains sugar. So I've bought this and I can't use it. And even if it was to give me a baby at the end of the bottle, I don't want an alcohol sugary baby. I used to take these probiotics at some point. I need to throw this away, actually. And then I took these prenatals hoping they would get me pregnant. They did not. They are a really good brand from what I have researched. They no nasties in terms of lead and heavy metals and all of that. However, now that I'm reading it, it says other ingredients, clean tablet technology, patent pending, organic dextrose. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize this. What is organic dextrose going to help me with? Organic sunflower lectin, tapioca maltodextrin. Oh my gosh, organic guar gum. What a joke. What does it help if it's organic? It's still toxic. Oh, I feel so deceived. Okay, another packet of probiotics that one does not need and have probably expired by now. Oh no, they're not expired. Expiring in 2026. Then I took moringa at some point thinking I was so healthy. It's doing nothing really. And I also used to take betaine HCl for my supposedly low stomach acid as a blood type A. What a joke. And then I have this, which is the biggest joke of all. Alkalizer G. Yeah, and this contains lots and lots of lectins and oxalates, obviously. I shouldn't even put this back in the cupboard, but it's a nice reminder of how far I've come and how little I now need to be in optimal health. We won't even go into this because this is embarrassing. I don't even want to talk about that. There was this homeopath we saw and he made us buy all these things. My husband's box is here, mine is here. It's just full of stuff, and I think we were scammed. I know we were, because that homeopath, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, time to pack this away. The good thing is I've got another burger for tonight or this afternoon when I get hungry, if I get hungry, and some more fat. I really need to warm my plate before putting this food in so that it doesn't coagulate and put me off. So now that breakfast is done, look how empty this fridge is. This is egg whites. That is homemade mayonnaise I made on the weekend so that we could dip our chicken wings in that. 1 avocado, not for me. This is ghee. And then this is some tallow that we got from the butchery for free. And then this is what we have out defrosting for tonight, which is lamb ribs. And what is this? Oh, this is liver, probably for tomorrow morning. Beautiful. The thing about this diet is you'll have beef for breakfast, lamb for dinner, beef for breakfast, lamb for dinner. We'll have chicken once in a while. We're trying to stay away from pork as much as possible because we're trying not to increase our omega-6s, which are inflammatory, especially while we're still healing on this diet. I drink my iodine, my life elixir. Ooh. Nothing like warm water after eating. I love it. And it's funny because my first naturopathic functional medicine doctor used to tell me not to drink water after eating, like for an hour and a half. And on this diet, the carnivore way of living, I can have water before eating, I can have water after eating, and it does not negatively affect my digestion. So nice to not live with all these rules anymore and just to listen to my body, and also the fact that my body is responding in such a positive way. It's just life-changing. I cannot express it enough. If I get hungry again, I'll let you know what time that is, but right now, just finished eating. It is 11:20. I'm gonna start my day. I'm gonna let you know when I start to feel peckish, if it happens. Otherwise, the next thing you'll see me make is the lamb ribs. This water is delicious.